All right, we got a hip flexor march now. So now we're just going to keep our elbows locked right down into the ground there. And then we are just going to keep one foot positioned firmly down, the heels pressing into the ground. And then you're going to bring the opposite leg straight up. You're going to feel a contraction in the front of the hip. You're just going to repeat to the starting position. You can go single leg, then you can alternate, or you could alternate each one. I like to go single leg and alternate after, because I focus more on that bottom leg. So that's where the focus really should be. This is kind of a glute and hip flexor exercise. So that bottom leg, when it stays planted, when that heel stays dug into the ground, you're going to fire up that glute on that side as you work the hip flexor on the other side. This is a great exercise because it's kind of stretching and strengthening the hip flexors at the same time. All right, so now we're going to add a progression here. We're going to call this progression 1. This is adding a back plank and then doing the hip flexor march from there. You can go down, reset each time, come back up, squeeze the glutes, hip flexor up, hip flexor up. You're keeping your core and everything nice and tight so you can't wobble from side to side. This becomes a little bit more of a core engagement exercise as you're working the hip flexors. It's fantastic. It's hard though. Then this would be the progression 2. I think this version is even harder. But now you're just keeping your feet up on the bench. You have to elevate up, squeeze the glute, and then raise the leg. So obviously the glute that is stabilizing, the leg that's on the bench the whole time, is going to be just really fired up in the posterior chain there. So you can alternate them. You could go back and forth, or you could just do a few reps at each side.